My name is Az. I am the creator and founder of Urban Chameleon Media. Yeah. All right. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, Bed-Stuy.
Brooklyn!
What? Little shout out. Right. How this Urban Chameleon movement started was a couple years ago. I launched a site, pickles.tv. We produce short comedic social commentary on urban pop culture. We've been called the modern day living color, a little reminiscent of the Chappelle Show. So we just continue to strive to live up to that hype. But in the beginning stages of this creation, we were first trying to think, okay, who is this audience? Like, who are we really talking to? We're like, well, we're talking to us. Well, who are we? Sometimes we watch CNN, sometimes we watch Boondocks, sometimes we eat sushi, sometimes we eat fried chicken. We're not just one thing. You know, sometimes I'm at the Korean nail salon and I might just hit you with a little, that's real Korean. Or sometimes I just bring it to the office, I'm giving you my PowerPoint presentation and I'm here with it. And then I'm at the club. You know what I'm saying? And I know some of y'all feel it. Y'all are Urban Chameleons. And that's what we began to realize, and so the movement began. And so we started this blog, Home of the Urban Chameleon, where people started sharing their stories of how they were navigating multiple kinds of worlds. So today, what we're doing is I've invited some of Atlanta's finest, the world's finest artists, painters, authors, activists, to share some of the stories that are from the blog. These are not necessarily stories that they have written, so the views and opinions shared in these stories don't necessarily represent their views and opinions. And I know Arturo needs that disclaimer, because he was just like, you want me to play a Puerto Rican bigot? It's not you, Arturo.
A new black person started working at my job a week ago, which can be exciting. There were so few of us. We had gotten past the stage of trying to figure each other out after his third day of work. You know that stage I'm talking about when you first meet a black person, you're thinking, what's your angle?
In every office in D.C., if not everywhere, there are two kinds of black women. Those who decided to sit behind their desk with an attitude and hate, and those of us who had worked our way up from the desk to an office onto the 20th floor and are now hated on.
He made the observation that I was nothing like Thug Brother. I couldn't help but chuckle. In my head, I thought, lady, don't let these designer John Barbatos shirts, Kenneth Cole slip-on suede loafers, and the pronunciation of my ing endings fool you.
Coffee shop to pick up a chai latte. The woman at the counter asked for my name to write it down on the order, and I told her, okay. She looked at me and with the most disgusted look in her eye and told me that my name is to be pronounced Jorge.
The Urban Chameleon concept is very much connected to the black experience because as people of color, we've had to kind of navigate in these different kinds of worlds that are affiliated with social climbing ladders. But for us, Urban Chameleon is really reflective of like the human experience that connects us all. We all laugh, we all cry, we all are frustrated, we all are sad, up, down, hope, dream, all of that. So this is, you know, stripping kind of the exterior and kind of getting down to what's really in there. The reason we're doing this is because our multifaceted experiences weren't being kind of showcased in media. So we figured that we would create our own media. So it's, you know, the stories from the community, which is what fuels this.
Unsentimental, traveling around, sure of myself, sure of it now. You stand so close to me, like the future was supposed to be, in the aisles of the grocery, in the blocks uptown. I remember well, but if I'd forgotten, could you tell? In the shadow of your first attack, I was questioning and looking back. You said, baby, we don't speak of that, like a real aristocrat. wanting to leave it, wanting to wait. When the taxi door was open wide, I pretended I was horrified by the uniform and gloves outside of the courtyard gate. You're not a victim, but neither am I. Nostalgic for garbage, desperate for time. I could blame it on your mother's head, or the colors that your father wears, but I know that I was never fed. You were